A brother's grief. Ishtola is appraising the Void Gate with scholarly eye. Steven Smash has everything. I should watch some people play Smash, but I honestly have no desire to play it myself. Maybe. I guess I shouldn't
I
say
must
that.
admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
Can we go inside? I'm more curious to know where it goes.
To tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory. An age 5 millennia passed when the Algan Empire sent an invading force to the shores of Mericidia. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors. With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Mercidians resorted to summoning primal entities.
You mostly play Mortal Kombat? Yeah, I spend most of my time playing RPGs. That's probably why I suck at all the other fighting games. They'd probably get much better if I put some time
In
into it.
response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void. Thus bolstered by icons on one side and Void Scent on the other, the two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage. So much death, so much loss.
I consider myself well versed in that period of history, yet you speak as one who witnessed it happen.
Maybe he's not a
Indeed,
kid.
I did. I heard Tiamat's roar of defiance and sped toward that war-torn land. Along with my sibling, Ashdaya.
You love fighting games, you play them a lot. Like Mortal Kombat, Smash, Street Fighter, and Injustice. No Tekken.
We dragons are not male or female as men are wont to classify, but elder sister is the closest a mortal tongue can come to describing what she meant to me.
Oh, that's right. He's a dragon. Forgot about that.
I was the last of our brood to hatch, and Ashdaya cared for me where my sire could not. Thus I was with her when Tiamat roared. I was with her when she journeyed south, and I was with her when she fought against the Void-sent hordes.
You tried, but it was too hard to adapt. Yeah, Tekken is kind of strange. With just the way it plays. It's more stiff. At least that's what I felt with the little amount of
Yet no matter how many of
playing
their
I did.
vile fiends we cast down, more rose from the abyss to take their place. Faced with an unwinnable war of attrition, Ashdaya risked her all on a final gamble.
You know, I usually play this on my laptop. I don't usually play it, but right now I'm playing on a 4K screen. And I have never noticed how bad some of the textures are. This is terrible. This. It's so jaggedy. Like, I can understand, like, doing stuff like this when the game is playing. They couldn't. This is a cutscene. It looks so bad.
She plunged through the void gate itself to strike at the root of their strength.
We're playing on, like, 4K max setting. So, like, that's the best you're gonna get. I did hear they're gonna update some of the textures in the next expansion, though. So hopefully they fix stuff like that.
I tried to follow in her wake, determined to lend what aid I could. But even as I came upon Alag's glittering tower, I saw the rift close behind her.
Yeah, you got a point. When you pay $60 for a game, you kind of just, even if you get your ass beat, you kind of stick with it a little longer. But at least, from what I understand, at least Street Fighter 6 has a story mode and some single player stuff. There wasn't much of that in Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I don't think I paid full price for that game when I bought it.
Ashdaya has been lost to us ever since.
I think there's probably some single player stuff, but it's not that big.
I find I must retract my earlier claim of historical knowledge. Nowhere in the Crystal Tower's archives did I see mention of such noble sacrifice.
That does not surprise me. To Allagan eyes, it must have seemed as if a lone dragon, driven to madness, simply dove through the gate and did not return. For my part, I spent long years searching for the means to reunite with Ashdaya.
Street Fighter 6 was your first Street Fighter? So you didn't have any experience? I didn't play Street Fighter 6, but I played Street Fighter a long time ago. Probably Street Fighter 2. Not the original, probably some remake of it. Or some re-release.
Until I could search no more. Until Allag was dust. And the art to open a void gate large enough to accommodate a dragon forever lost.
Yet you have the beginnings of a gate right here, under the control of a harnessed device.
Wonder if his sister's still alive.
Came before Radzat was founded. Though I scoured the lands for a method to cross the rift, it was beneath the sea that I chanced to find a natural planar fissure. It was, however, far too narrow to admit a worm's bulk. Only after our city rose upon the rock, and I could enlist the aid of our talented alchemists, did matters take a favorable turn.
That still seems kind of small. Unless it was much smaller before.
Beyond reproach. Tirelessly they worked to expand the fissure, and after decades of toil, it finally grew to a size that a child might pass through.
Like you?
Not long ago, you told us that you called out to your kin, that Ashdaya's answer was silence. I suspect the conclusion to your tale is not a joyful one.
The only ones you played before Street Fighter or Street Fighter versus Capcom was Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter 5, but it was the arcade. Ah, I see. That's definitely not enough practice. Well, hopefully you got better at it.
In my heart, I used the simulacrum to cross the threshold. But no, I did not find her.
It definitely doesn't feel good to just get your ass whooped all the time.
What I found was a host of void scent, clamoring around the opening they had sensed. It was but a moment, but enough. I had no choice but to retreat and allow the portal to contract once more.
I guess they're not big enough to come through. Lucky for him.
The gate was a threat to your people. You had to decide between endangering Razat Khan and abandoning your sister. And you chose the latter.
'Twas not that thy siblings scorned thy call. 'Twas that she was trapped beyond a barrier through which neither roar nor dragon may pass.
You don't play Tekken?
In the desolate world of the 13th.
You don't play Tekken, but your main in Smash is Kazuya? That is kind of funny. But it probably doesn't play the same, I imagine. Probably plays similarly. But I bet you it's got a different feel to it.
I can scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void. You've seen this phenomenon before, when we stepped into the darkness.
You got better at Street Fighter 6, but you stopped playing when MK1 came out? Are you enjoying MK1?
As did I. Were it not for Une and Doga, or Nero for that matter, we might never have made it home. Do you remember what happened to Nero? How his wounds allowed the Void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether? Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
Then there is little hope for Ashdaya.
Yep. He's probably been there for a long time.
Ah, no. I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities. The scales of the first brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome.
Trying to save it.
Of course. With the warding scale in one's possession, one could conceivably survive a stay in the 13th without being warped by its energies.
Be that as it may, it is too late to rescue my sister. 5,000 years too late.
Damn. It's been 5,000 years.
And now countless others look to me for guidance and protection.
Oh, you like it? Damn. 110 for the premium. That's crazy. It's a much longer cutscene than I would have
When I
expected.
sensed intruders in the ruins, I came only to ensure that the gate remained closed. That, and to secure the treasure, of course. I wish only to forget the rest.
Something gonna happen? Oh. Thought something was gonna come out of the void. You know what? I imagine we're gonna have to go into that void at some point. Wonder if his sister's still alive. They managed not only to expand the fissure, but also manipulate it as one mighty gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I could learn more of how this feat was accomplished? I will tell you what I can. First, however, I must return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the Guardians you so handily destroyed. It will not do to leave the gate undefended. Oop, my bad. My apologies. We were perhaps a touch zealous in our rush to uncover the vault's secret. If the constructs can be repaired, we would be happy to offer our assistance. It will not be necessary, much as I retain spare vessels for myself. We keep duplicate guardians on hand for such eventualities. In any case, we should return to Radzahan. We had a lot of faith in the game. Well, that's good that everything worked out, because that's a lot of money to spend on a game. Although, I mean, it's possible to I don't think I've ever bought a bad game, or a game that I wasn't satisfied with. At least full price. But even like discounted, probably the same thing. But at that point, the game's been out for so long. Yeah, usually when the game's like discounted and you buy it discounted or something, there's so many reviews and so many videos that you can watch. There's like almost no excuse to like end up with a bad game. Now you might not like the game. That doesn't mean it's like a bad game. And sometimes I go into that. Like I've been playing games forever. Probably like 20 plus years. So I know the type of games I like and I know the type of games that I don't like. So if I buy a game like I bought Civilization 6. I know I'm not a strategy game person, but it was on sale. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I've gotten some enjoyment out of it. I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much if I spent $60 on it though. But I think I paid like $10 for it. Great. I promise we will discover the void yet further, but first I must attend to the matter of the vault's sentinels. Yeah, look, that thing in the back. Kind of like what was in the vault. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Capicula has been reduced to so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it is conveyed to its post along with some few lesser constructs. Was it tomb robbers? Fiends born of the Tower of Zot? By the sisters, do not tell me a blasphemy yet roams free. Looks like we shouldn't have done that. No one's going to speak up? Not even a Ryanje. Why such guilty faces? Surely it isn't you who are responsible for this. Well, the details aren't important. I shall see it done immediately. Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting Mario Wonder. A game like that, I mean, I didn't buy it because I'm like worried that it might be bad. I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't think I've ever seen a bad Mario game or a bad Zelda game. And with that, the vault will soon be secure once more. Now I believe you had questions? At least Mario and Zelda games made by Nintendo. We'll just forget about the CDI. I mean, even Zelda 2 wasn't that bad. Well, that's before my time. Quite a few, in fact. But I'd like to begin with the gate itself. Is it still functional? Yes? Indeed, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemically forged lock and warded it with my magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for such a little door. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. That said, it in its current state, it would only admit only the lowliest of void scent, and from this side no man would be able to pass through it. No man. I should think Alphanoid would fit. Give him a firm push. Dude, don't we have Lalafelts in this game? They could fit. Just throw one of them in there. Physical size is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of the soul in transit. And yet you succeeded in expanding this diminutive portal and sending your simulacrum to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemist, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead I bade them devise a means to control it. Yeah, Mario Wonder is 93 on Metacritic. It's crazy. I mean, I knew it was going to be good when I saw the trailer, but I did much better in the reviews than I thought. Not that I don't give too much credit to reviews anyways. At the end of the day, it's just someone's personal opinion. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible. A method was conceived by which my magics could be manipulated, the fissure and transform it into a serviceable gate. But the process has long since been forgotten. Once I'd given up searching for Azdaja, there was no need to preserve such esoteric and dangerous knowledge. Thus the gate lain dormant for years uncounted. Our own passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound to a covenant made with the cloud of darkness. Once that sovereignty entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken and the doorway severed from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void sent, but such details usually end in betrayal and death. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the bounty gate. Mayhaps you could resume the search for your sister. As I've already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here and now. I meant to ask, what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place? It was all Instinian's idea. Technically, it was both of ours, I suppose. Actually, it was Tataru's, right? And that Lalafell was all her idea. That should have been I guess he doesn't know her. As you have seen, the fabulous wealth from the stories is quite real, if not his rumored origin. But I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. Like, dude, if you don't want people going in there for money, you should just take it, get rid of it, put it somewhere else, and make it public. Yeah, we found the vault. We took all the money. It's in our coffers. So stop going there. I've been adding to that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it. Oh, perfect. That I might alleviate my people's suffering. Then we are of one mind. We had no intention of taking it for ourselves. Isn't that right, my friend? Maybe a little. Your Excellency, would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I'll make no attempt to open it, of course. I owe you and yours a debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask of me, you shall have it. You are most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission. Would that I could join thee in the study, but the Loprits will be anxious to receive my report. I beg my leave of you. And I must be off to Charlian as well. Mistress Grill was eager to speak with you about that request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you're able. Farewell for now. I want to go into the void. That sounds like fun. I'm sure at some point we will. We can discuss my findings once I return. You'll not be able to rid me so easily. Perfect. If there was anybody I wanted to stay with me, it would be her. And then second, maybe Estinian. When did he change gear? I didn't even notice he has this Dragoon gear on. You may now undertake the Chronicles of a New Era quest series, Myths of the Realm. Speak with the fresh-faced student at the Beldisian Annex to accept the first quest. Well, that was a quick quest. The difficult part in all this will be deciding how best to put these riches to use. Will you lend me your assistance in these deliberations? You're glad we have a new Mario game instead of a new Super Mario Brothers series? I'm just glad it's 2D. And it's not like a 3D Mario. I would love a 3D Donkey game, a 3D Donkey Kong game though. I mean, Tropical Freeze was amazing. I think that was maybe 2.5D. I mean, if they come out with a 2D Donkey Kong game, I'm not going to complain. But I don't think they've made a 3D one since Nintendo 64. I would definitely love another one. Of course, let's help them out. Thank you, Divinius. Divinius and I are in this together. I will follow his example. Thanks for paying me to break into your vault. I mean, we pretty much broke into his vault. Dude's paying us anyways. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Must be the void. I mean, look at this place. Who builds these, massive structures in the void? They got some construction, team out there. You're actually going to see the face of this dude? Ooh, is it going to be Chaos from Final Fantasy 1? I don't think we've seen him. Ooh, I think it might be. Aren't those his shoulders? No, that's not. Is that Exodeth? Throne of Earth. I sensed the breaching of a gate, but I was not instigated from this aside. It was thrown open from the other. Earth, fire. Throne of Fire. I too felt it, a rare occurrence, yes. But such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have awaited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp. Oh, I think opening that door was a mistake. Throne of Wind. Yet, we must not underestimate he who bested the cloud of darkness. Even restrained by a covenant, the cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Throne of Water. Bah, let him come. I'll drown the world and watch its flesh grasp for breath in its final moments. The Knight in Black. Your zeal is admirable, but forget not our cause. Knight in Black. Think back on our struggles beneath the sunless sky. Remember why we cede not our will to fight. It's been so long since I played the first 6 Final Fantasy games. I can't tell if that's Chaos or Exodeth. I think it actually might be Chaos. Or just somebody else I don't know. It's time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. Oh, Donkey Kong Country Returns is pretty good too. But wasn't that based on like Donkey Kong Country or something? I think that was the end of the quest, right? That's our next quest.